Hello, everybody. Eddie Webb. We are here at the new Media Lab at Mesa Community College, and we're very, very happy today. We have our Faculty Senate President, Dr. LizCsikar, with us today.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me, Eddie.
Yeah, we've been looking forward to talking with you. I know we've kind of bumped into each other over the years here and there, and I got to meet you as the incoming president, and I hear just the amazing work that you're doing, and we just wanted to share with our community.
Well, I'm loving this. I'm loving this already.
Yeah. So, hey, what's your academic background?
Yeah, it's a good question. I've got a bit of a varied academic background, actually. Not unlike a lot of our students. When I went off to college, my first, I would say, 2 majors did not work out for me right off the bat. So I switched majors a few times. I have an undergrad degree in literature and rhetoric, which sometimes shows. Other times I can't speak. I actually ended up going out into the workforce for a few years before realizing, you know what, this isn't for me. Again, just like a lot of our students. So I went back, got a degree in biology, and then came out here to grad school, which is actually what brought me out to Arizona.
From
New York.
Oh,
from New York. From
upstate?
I'm actually from New York City, from Queens.
Oh, hey.
But I went to school in upstate New York, so I went to school in Binghamton and Cortland. So I have two undergrad degrees. And came out here for biology, graduate degree. I got my master's in bio, finished ABD, so I didn't quite finish my PhD. Got a job here, and actually went back to school at Old Dominion University back east in Virginia for my PhD in instructional design and technology. So my background is kind of all over. It's kind of broad.
Well, sound valuable.
Yeah.
And is that the area that you teach in today? Or?
I teach in life sciences. So I teach human anatomy and physiology, but I use the PhD in instructional design technology to help my classes, help teach my students better, help mentor some adjuncts and others, as well as other things like part of that degree, which I think some people don't quite realize, is also looking at, how an institution does things. So that part has definitely helped me in my faculty senate role, taking a look at what our processes are, what our procedures, making sure that they align, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, wonderful. And when were you elected? When did you become the faculty senate president?
Just recently. So just as of this summer. So I'm brand new. And
then we went semester and went right into COVID.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Just trial by fire. Why not?
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, it's good to have that foundation. Did you serve in the faculty senate before becoming president? Or?
Yeah, I was in Senate representing the Red Mountain campus for about 2 to 3 years before that.
Yeah.
So I've had a bit of foundation.
You enjoyed that work?
I think it is really important that faculty have a voice in our institution, right? And not just chairs, but like just faculty representing their departments, representing their areas or the campus. I think it's really important to get input from a number of areas, from a number of levels, so that we can really make some better decisions and really hear concerns of faculty, well, in Senate specifically.
I think that's always been the center of college is faculty and their expertise, right? Especially at the university. I mean, you want to take classes from scholars, who have published well and have a reputation for being an expert in a particular field. That's the kind of learning that you want to be involved in. I think that's why the Senate is so important. It can connect those things because I've seen such a big shift at Mesa since I've been here now, 21 years. And I think when I got here, I'm not even sure we even had bond money for like student services. Like our student services side of the college was really hurting. Very low budget, low pay. Low expertise in particular fields. And so I know in the last 10 years or so, we've had a lot of student services presidents, former vice presidents at other places. So we really started concentrating on student services and building. I think after 50 years, I'm not quite sure I think we've figured out where the front of the college is. and it starts in the east with student services and enrollment, right?
Right.
In the process of that, as the pendulum swings, I still think that we should have a world-class student services, obviously.
Absolutely.
That's the first contact,
We're a team.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
We're a team. I mean, I think we really do need to move away from this, like, it's just one group versus another group, and we're very different, and you do your job and I do mine, and we never really meet in the middle except when there's a problem, right? I think that's got to go away. And I know that's something that Faculty Senate has really been trying to do, both at the college level and as well as at the district level, is to really work with staff and staff senates, and to really get to that point where, no, we're a team. We're all in this together to make the learning experience and the college experience for students better, right? We want people to come out of here, not just having learned things, but really feeling like they were supported, like a really good experience from start to finish. And as they transition to wherever, they don't forget that, they're an alum of Mesa Community College, or they're an alum of, whatever, Scottsdale or wherever else.
Right.
So I 100% agree. I mean, we have to work with our student services side of house to really make that experience for students whole, right?
Yeah.
And we can't do it by ourselves. Neither group can.
Right. I mean, the goal is to, and I think we've done a good job of that here, is to and I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but, professionalize that workforce.
Sure.
Because it takes a tremendous amount of people's skills and knowledge to be in student services. And so I really like that shift that's happened. And like you say, we're a team, and find that balance. But at the same time, I don't want the pendulum to go too far where we're just in some of these podcasts that we've been doing, and conversations I've had with people are afraid we're still a learning institution.
Absolutely.
And that should be our concentration, right?
Sure.
Is expertise in particular fields of study and all that. We don't want to just become a social gathering place.
Right.
That's not why people pay taxes for us to be
Right.
here. They pay taxes and support us for learning.
Absolutely.
So, but as you say, for a student, they don't really know those lines, and they shouldn't. Learning begins the moment they step in the door at enrollment or academic advisement.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm really thrilled to see that work happening. So with that, in the structures of our governance, what role does the Senate play in leadership? Do you actually have decision-making powers?
We have, that's a really good question. We have more, I would say, guidance powers. We have more of a voice. So we are the official representative body of the faculty. So in a lot of, how should I put this, policy decision-making, whether that's the RFP or the college plan, we are the ones that will work to make changes on those. We are the ones that would guide those processes, again, align documents. We are the ones that would advise the college president as well as our VPs or deans on certain either grievance processes or, those kinds of things. We are sort of I'm going to use the term home for certain committees, like the staffing committee. So we're the organizational body. We organize that committee. We organize SOC. We organize some of these things. So that's sort of our main job. As far as decision making, there's very few things that we can actually make a decision on. However, as the representative voice of faculty for the campus, if someone brings forward a proposal to us, and they go, all right, we would like your approval on it, and we can take a look at it and go, yeah, I know it's a great idea. I think this makes sense for, our college, our students, or our faculty. We absolutely approve that. It's just like a stamp of approval.
Right.
It still has to go to the president or whoever else for the official. Or we could say like, wow, you really need to work on some of these parts because, this might be infringing on academic freedom, or this might be, we have some problems here, or it's not aligning with the RFP or something like that. And then bring it back to us when it does make sense.
Do the presidents, are they welcoming to your council?
Yes, I would say, obviously I'm new, so I've had a little bit of overlap with Rich, just like a fraction of a second.
So you had Sasan, so you didn't have Pan.
No.
So you had Sasan, Rodney, Rich,
and now Lori. Yeah, and Nora. I would say Lori is very welcoming. One of the reasons why I actually even ran for Senate president and vice president was so I could work with Lori. I really wanted to. She had such a different style from our previous few presidents that I really wanted to learn from that. And I find that she does have a very collaborative style. Like, she will reach out and ask questions and try to gain as much input as possible before making a decision. Like anyone, she may not agree with the input,
Sure.
right? But she does definitely reach out. She listens, and then tries to weigh that in the decision-making process.
Yeah, those hierarchy forms of governance are tricky.
Right, absolutely.
A lot of I mean, obviously, Lori was not hired to be our president, and now we've just the whole weight is on her to be our president, like it or not. Which
Right.
I think she's doing a great job. But I always know my experience on the Senate. I'm glad to hear that people are working together better, not adversarial or who's in charge, who's not in charge. It's like we all have most of us all have our degreed up. We have expertise. We're here because we love teaching. We love being here. And we should get along and work together. It just makes sense to me.
Yeah. One of the things that was also very important to me was that, again, I kind of mentioned this a little earlier, it was establishing a really good relationship with staff,
Right.
And even the Adjunct Faculty Association, because they are part of our institution. And so, I've reached out, and, I know Warren and Shannon and Marta, and we've tried to come together. We haven't so much now with COVID because it kind of put a monkey wrench
Sure.
into some meetings, but really tried to bring our senates together even so we can talk about like what are some of the issues that we're having, like what are they facing? Is it something that we can work on together?
Right.
And again, I do appreciate our upper leadership and how inclusive they've been. So I think we're making good progress from our past administration, and not Rich. I'm not denigrating him or anything,
No.
but just some of the missteps in the past. I think we are slowly coming back onto the right path.
Yeah, and all of that gets filtered down into the classroom. I mean, when I was on the Senate, I had to leave 2 weeks early towards the end of the semester because I'd gotten a big grant. But I had noticed it was really difficult to sit and listen to certain things and then go put on a happy face. And I think the people that enjoy doing Senate work and that kind of work are really dedicated, special people. And I really appreciate their time and
I would
service.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
So there's also this infrastructure in Arizona where we have elected officials that become our governing board members. So they bring with them a political ideology, not necessarily a academic experience that then filters down through a chancellor and a provost that then filters down to presidents and vice presidents that filters down, and so it just sort of filters down. And that's a lot of people moving 10 campuses to be trying to move in the same direction and provide
Yes.
the quality of education. So recently, and one of the things, so we have the faculty senate that represents the college faculty here on campus. And then we have a faculty association. That's when I was, when I was serving, that was the conflict, was the association. The Senate is the Senate, the association, and so they just slowly, because of legal rulings, like they could no longer pull money out of our paycheck through HR, right? So all of this separation stuff started happening, but the faculty association still collects dues from faculty members. They still negotiate directly with the board over the FEP, which is now the new faculty agreement. Is that right?
So the RFP, which is now the faculty agreement,
There you go.
It's a little bit different. The governing board created a separate body to deal with that, so it's no longer that meet and confer process that we used to have. It's now the FACT, which I'm not going to remember the acronym. But they're the one the FACT is a group of administrators, faculty, residential faculty, and adjuncts working together on the faculty agreement. So that process is a little bit different. But yeah, you're right. It's our governing board can be a bit of a mix. It's not supposed to be political. They should be apolitical. However, the realities of life, right?
Right.
And you're absolutely right. There's always been this really weird overlap between faculty senate, the faculty executive council, and then the faculty association. And it's a bit Venn diagrammy, right, where everything's a little bit overlapped.
Yeah.
Quickly, I'll just say that the easiest probably to understand is our local faculty senate, right? Again, that represents our college. We send representatives to our college's faculty senate. We deal with college sort of level stuff. The faculty executive council is a senior council in our district organization. So other senior councils are the chancellor's executive council, the VPAA council, those kinds of things. So the faculty also have input as far as an executive council goes. So that's FEC. So every college sends a certain number of representatives to FEC. And basically at FEC, sort of district level or issues that affect multiple colleges are discussed and sometimes decided upon. And then the faculty association still is technically, like, the presidents of the FEC are also the presidents of the faculty association. But it is a bit of a separate entity in that you're paying dues into that. And so when we do have some issues where you may have remembered when the governing board did vote to dissolve our RFP, it was the faculty association that took that up as a lawsuit and sued the governing board.
Yeah.
So they do they kind of take up those kinds of
Yeah.
issues, those legal issues, and help support faculty that way.
Yeah, I think that is important that the faculty senates focus on teaching and learning and
Right.
the campus needs, and then the bargaining of our contracts should be left to those who, the experts that know how to do this. And we shouldn't be talking about those, it's like I equate it to like, a football game or something. You're out on the field playing football. You're not, negotiating deals out on the football field. And we shouldn't be, we should be teaching.
Right.
Well,
I think we need to let folks, we have to give our input, right?
Right.
We need to let them know our concerns. Like,
Yeah.
hey, do you realize this policy document is somehow not meeting, it has omitted my need, or there's a thing here that maybe is not working, but I agree, then that should go to the people that know how to write that kind of language and
Right.
whose focus it is to do that, because
Yeah. And we should have the best people in the country negotiating for us and working for us. I would like to see some of that change. We have a few people, but I'd like to see more of that sort of expertise happen. But it's amazing work that they do to make sure that we have a voice. But just for our listeners, just talking a little bit about our structure of how we are governed.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, it starts with an election.
Yep.
Right. Which is sort of odd, too, because then we're a lot of us, if you work here, you're prevented from participating in politics, right?
Yeah,
On
electioneering.
campus. Yeah,
right.
electioneering.
Sure.
Even
Sure.
though your whole thing depends on
on.
these kinds of things. But I'm glad to see that bit of a separation, and that the faculty senate can really focus on bringing people together here at the campus. I'd like to hear a little bit about something you're doing that's exciting for students.
Me personally, or
The Senate, yeah.
Senate?
You personally, or the Senate? Yeah, you must know all the faculty.
yeah. Well, I'll give you. It's been a little bit hard, obviously, because of COVID, and we're not
Right.
directly working with students. One thing that it's small right now, but it's small and it's big. We have been trying to get a student representative onto Faculty Senate for years, and we just could never quite connect.
Right.
We finally have an awesome student. Her name is Alex Castañeda. She's fantastic. She's given us some really good input. One, I'm impressed with her. Two, I'm also impressed with just how different it is having that student voice on Senate. You know, just getting that, oh wow, like this is your perspective. Okay, it's fresh, it's good, it's okay, it is what we were thinking. Oh wow, it's really not what we were thinking. Okay, these are student concerns. Let's see if we can tackle that here as this body, or how can we help you, solve those problems.
Yeah, and we do have a student body government here. Do you all work with them as well?
So we work with them through Alex right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's a little difficult. I'm sure it's difficult to align people's schedules.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to work more with our student government, but this is our first steps, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, and that's that sense of really modernizing Mesa Community College. I mean, generally universities have always had a student representative or two on their board, except they do have to when they go into closed session.
Sure.
Right. We don't want our student. Yeah. So that's exciting. You're bringing in a student, practicing what you preach,
Yeah.
right? By having a voice at the table.
Yep.
Anything else that we should know about that you're doing that's innovative besides the new media lab?
Besides, I'll tell you about this. This is going back again more to building those bridges with our staff and adjunct partners. One of the things that Senate recognized when COVID hit was that some groups were hit harder than others, right? And we know that our adjuncts, some of them hold multiple jobs, some of our staff hold multiple jobs, right, just to make ends meet, and some of their families were affected. So one of the things that Senate started was a relief fund for adjuncts and staff members. So it's a one-time fund because our funds are limited.
Sure.
Senate started with a $2,000 seed money. We had some generous donations from other staff and faculty members to increase that amount. To date, if I'm not mistaken, I think we've given out somewhere around close to $4,000 in money to folks. So I'm really proud of that because it's a little help, but the people who have received it. They'll write back and they're just so thankful because it's just that little bit that helps, and that I'm really excited. I'm really proud of the Senate for taking that on.
Yeah, I'd like to see that be 40,000 or 4 million at one. We focus on that. We can raise that kind of money for sure.
Yeah, I know that other institutions, usually universities, will actually have a fund like that for their employees. That's not just it's not based. It's just part of the college fund. It would be really good to have something like that to really help support, again, one another, because you never know when something happens at home in their personal life, when they may get a flat tire or whatever, that they just didn't, an unexpected expense, that they could just really use a little bit of help.
If faculty or businesses or people in the community that are listening to this and they want to donate money to the Mesa Community College Faculty Senate Relief Fund. Where can they send? How do they do that?
They can actually go to the Faculty Association website. There's a link to donate there, and they just need to make sure that they put in that it is for Mesa Community College.
Cool. All right, everybody. We are here having a great conversation with our Mesa Community College faculty president. We'll be right back.